Deep earthquakes could reveal secrets of the Earth's mantle. Study uses a 350 miles deep earthquake to make elusive measurement of the Earth's layers. This finding was made by measuring the lingering movement registered by GPS sensors on an island in the wake of a deep earthquake in the Pacific Ocean near Fiji. The study demonstrates a new method to measure the fluidity of the Earth's mantle. Even though the mantle makes up the largest part of the Earth, there's still a lot we don't know about it. We think there's a lot more we can learn by using these deep earthquakes as a way to probe these questions. We still know surprisingly little about the Earth beneath our feet. The furthest anyone has managed to dig down is about a 7.5 miles before the increasing heat literally melts the drill. Those scientists have had to use clues like how seismic waves move to infer the different layers that make up the planet, including the crust, mantle, and a core. One thing that has stymied scientists is a precise measurement of how viscous the mantle layer is. The mantle is the layer below the crust. It's made of a rock, but at the intense temperature and pressures at that depth, the rock actually becomes viscous, falling very slowly like a honey or a tar. We want to know exactly how fast the mantle flows because that influences the evolution of the entire Earth. It affects how much heat the planet retains, for how long, and how the Earth's materials are cycled over time. But our current understanding is very limited and includes a lot of assumptions. There might be a unique way to get a measurement of the mantle's properties by studying the aftermath of a very deep earthquakes. Most of the earthquakes we hear about on the news are relatively shallow, originating in the top crust of the earth, but occasionally there are earthquakes that originated deep within the earth down to 450 miles below the surface. These earthquakes are not as well studied as shallower ones because they are not as destructive to human settlements, but because they reach down into the mantle, they might offer a way to understand the behavior of the mantle. One of the particular earthquake which occurred off the coast of Fiji in 2018, the quake was 8.2 magnitude, but it was so deep, 350 miles down, it did not cause any major damage or deaths. However, when the scientists carefully analyzed the data from the GPS sensors on several nearby islands, they found the Earth kept moving after the earthquake was over. The data revealed that in the months following the quake, the Earth was still moving, settling in the wake of the disturbance. Even years later, Tonga is still moving, slowly down at a rate of about 1 centimeter per year. You can think of it like a jar of honey that slowly comes back to level after you dip a spoon in it. Except this takes years instead of minutes. This is the first solid observation of the deformation following deep quakes. The phenomenon had been observed before shallow earthquakes, but experts thought the effect would be too small to be observable for a deep earthquakes. We can use this observation to infer the viscosity of the mantle by examining how the earth deformed over time. They found evidence of a layer about 50 miles thick that is less viscous, means that's runnier than the rest of the mantle, sitting at the bottom of the upper mantle layer. They think this layer may extend around the entire globe. This low viscosity layer could explain some other observations by seismologists that suggest there are stagnant slabs of a rock that don't move very much, located around the same depth at the bottom of the upper mantle. It has been hard to reproduce these features with the models, but the weak layer found in the study makes it easier to do so. It also has implications for how Earth transports heat, cycle, and mixes materials between the crust, core, and mantle over time. This is really exciting. There's a lot more to find out with this technique.